You've now done a fair few action films, but would I be right in saying this is the most complicated one you've done?
Yeah, no, Edge of Tomorrow is definitely the most ambitious movie, you know, from an action point of view, from a story point of view, you know, by far.
The CGI, was that an added extra? Have you done much with CGI before?
No, I mean, there's a fair amount of visual effects actually in Bourne Identity that you never see.
Right.
But this is, you know, computer-generated effects on a whole other level because they're computer-generated characters, which are the aliens. But, you know, Tom and I from the beginning did not want to make what felt like a CG movie. We didn't want to make a movie that felt plastic, we wanted to make a movie that felt real, that when you saw a stunt, it sort of took your breath away because you're like, somebody really did that stunt. And obviously, if you're making a movie with Tom Cruise, it's Tom Cruise did that stunt.
I was going to ask, how involved was he and how much did he want to do himself? Because I've heard of him doing some crazy things.
I mean, there's no version of somebody else doing it.
Really?
I mean, of doing anything. I mean, even if I wanted like an insert of his foot crossing the line, that had to be Tom. I mean, he does everything himself. And, you know, so he's certainly never going to let somebody do a stunt for him. But, you know, Tom's a brilliant stuntman. He's not like one of these actors who's like, they want to be trendy and say they do their own stunts or do their own stunts so they can come sit here and talk to a reporter and say, oh, I did that stunt myself. I mean, he does the stunts himself because he can probably do it better than anyone else out there.
Wow.
I mean, he's like a trained gymnast. It's what he's physically capable of doing is incredible.
I heard that he ran up some sand dunes and then some of the crew were like, oh, well, let's give that a go. That looks not so hard. And then no one else could do it because he's so strong. He's
ridiculously strong. We all sound crazy, anyone who's worked with Tom, because you're like, the guy can do anything. Yeah. He's immortal, like, you know, but it's true. I mean, he is... Not only is he unlike anyone else out there, because what he can physically accomplish, but he has such a great sense of humor about it. And so, you know, it's not Tom Cruise movie star on the set. It's just he's so hardworking. You know, if the movie star stuff comes out, it comes out for him to make fun of it. For him to like say something outrageous that a movie star might say. Let it hang out over the set for a few seconds so everybody tries to figure out how to react to that. And then he'll burst out laughing.
Now, I wouldn't have imagined Emily Blunt as an action hero before I saw this film, but now totally buy it. Do you remember the moment when you saw her and you thought, oh, wow, yeah, she can definitely do this?
I mean, you know, I cast Matt Damon as Jason Bourne, so I'm no stranger to picking people to be action heroes who have not done it before and that you might not have expected them to do it. And, you know, I like smart action heroes. So I'm looking for intelligence before anything else. And Emily brings so much intelligence, not only in real life, but to her characters, that was the most important thing for me. And especially because she's not the one with the superpower. Tom Cruise's character is the one with the superpower. And I thought, well, seen that before, but it'd be fun to see the female character figure out how to exploit his superpower. Yeah. Not have it herself, but manipulate him and control him to use his power. And so that's the main thing I was looking for. And I knew Emily could. I saw Devil Wears Prada, and I'm like, she can do that. She is. And then in terms of the physicality of the role, you know, Tom was going to train her from the beginning. I mean, when we first met, and he said, here's what it's going to take to do this movie, because we were going to build real suits of armor, and there were going to be real stunts, and it really was going to be Tom and Emily doing those stunts. And she committed, you know, to 3 or 4 months of training. That's the stuff you don't see. You know, the Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt up at 4 a.m. in the gym training for 2 hours for months and months and months to get ready to do a role like this.
I love her character as well because she's not a dude-like girl. She has a vulnerability to her as well.
Well, because she's got the pressure of the world, right? I mean, the world's counting on her to deliver a victory she can no longer deliver because she doesn't have the power. And so she's not only this tough warrior, she's got this, her character has this vulnerable side because she has this big secret that she used to have a superpower she no longer has and can't deliver the victory that humanity's counting on. And she knows we're going to lose tomorrow in the battle, and she can't do anything about it. And so Rita's really an amazing character, and it's you know, you could have just made the movie from her point of view and just cast Emily Blunt and just some other soldier, and it would have been a great movie. So the fact that you have that storyline, and then you have Tom Cruise's storyline of, you know, sort of, you know, the most unlikely person sent into battle and in way over his head, and getting a superpower that he doesn't want and just wants out of this, is squeamish about blood, and then send these two people on a journey behind enemy lines to try to, you know, win this battle and save the world. It's like, you know, that's why I go see the movies myself.
It looked so great as well, particularly in 3D. Is that how you want audiences to experience it?
You know, Tom and I, you know, this is Tom's first 3D movie, and Tom doesn't do anything without it being excellent. I mean, he just, so right from the beginning, if this was going to be Tom Cruise's first 3D movie, it had to be the best possible 3D experience. And so we composed for 3D, but I also composed and also did and added in 2D. So the 2D and 3D versions don't always have the same shots. So that, you know, 3D is obviously the most immersive experience. We also use Dolby Atmos, so if you have the opportunity to watch it with Dolby Atmos, I don't know if they have that in Australia yet, if they have it in screens, but you know, it is, we basically threw every tool there was at plunging the audience into this world and making it as robust and three-dimensional, both visually and from a sound point of view, as possible.
Did it enhance your shooting style, or did it constrain anything when it came to the action?
No, I loved the sort of adding 3D to the mix, because I'm always trying to push myself and reinvent. So, you know, 3D has certain rules that you have to adhere to that are different than shooting a conventional movie. And I didn't want this to look like Bourne Identity or Mr. Smith. I wanted to push myself and come up with a new look and a new style. So I embraced right from the beginning the constraints that 3D would put on us, because I think constraints lead to clever solutions.
I loved seeing Kit Gurry and Noah Taylor in the film as well. Noah's got a tricky job, doesn't he? Because he has to explain a lot, but he sells it so well. Yeah,
not only those scenes where, I try to make a movie basically with no explainer scene. I mean, it's where you just, my criteria was my mom has to be able to follow the movie. I mean, I'm not really a science fiction guy, and it wasn't why I was making this movie. And we tried to make the rules as simple as possible. And then, Noah Taylor was given the job of explaining the rules of the movie, but those scenes are some of the most fun scenes in the movie. So they may be the scenes that explain some of the rules of the movie, but by far the biggest laugh of the whole movie happens in that scene. When Tom, I don't give it away, but it's so it's incredible because there's a lot of humor in this movie and a lot of big, great physical humor. And so the fact that the scene with Tom and Emily and Noah Taylor actually gets the biggest possible laugh is a huge testament to Noah's talent, and obviously Tom and Emily are, shockingly talented.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. I love the movie. Thank you so much.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.